This build is the strongest I have ever played Fiora. It's so fucking good that I legitimately believe that Fiora is the strongest champion in the entire game with this build. So what is this unholy build? Let me introduce you to Fiora 420 Lethality Fiora. For starters, build Ravenous Hydra. It's non-negotiable. It bails you out of a lot of matchups that you have no business playing. Tiamat is such a good power spike. The lack of wave clear and sustain really hurts Fiora. So it's really actually non-negotiable. Second, let's get now to the fun stuff. Voltiac Cyclosaur. This is my personal favorite item in the entire game. This item single-handedly inverted many of Fiora counter matchups and made her the counter to them. It is super fucking good at what it does, which is assassinate and locking down a target, which is surprisingly very good with Fiora. The entire build is built around this item. Now, the third item might sound weird or controversial to non-Fiora players. Third item is Cerilda's Grudge. Now, you might be wondering, why would you ever build armor penetration on Fiora? You have max health through damage. This is a common misconception amongst non-Fiora players, that you are a tank counter. This is only true super late in the game, where most of your damage comes from your vitals, but for majority of the match, your damage comes from physical sources, which is countered really hard by armor. I have never in my life, whether it's Fighter Fiora, when Fiora was broken, I have never been able to 1v1 a Malphite if I was behind or even. Literally, I built Cerilda's Grudge and this guy cannot side lane. I shred him like a piece of paper. Not to mention also this item costs 3000 gold, gives you 20 haste. The build path is amazing. Just build it, you will be addicted to it. It's super fucking good. The fourth item, usually builds consist of 2 to 3 items, but not this build. This build is so fucking cheap. Consistently have 4 items. Fourth item is my second favorite item in the entire game, Serpent's Fang. Gives you 55 ED for 2500 gold, 10 lethality, shield break, which makes you a nightmare for bot laners or any mage that wants to side lane and has a Seraph. Super underrated item. Now for the boots. Usually the boots are now so shit that I usually after Hydra I sit on tier 1 boots. Don't upgrade them unless it's super late in the game. But when I'm ahead I build Swifties, cause movement speed is literally the most broken stat in the entire game if you're ahead. Guys, this build is so fucking good. Abuse the fuck out of it. It allows you to team fight, which you could never ever do with Fighter Fiora. You go in, assassinate someone, go out. It allows you to split push better than Fighter Fiora. Not to mention, it is this is actually the main selling point of this build. It is super cheap and so snowballing. It also has solutions for all Fiora's problems. You can deal now with range, you can deal with tanks, you are super good at dueling. Insane build, abuse it. Now I'm gonna show you a matchup against Gnar to showcase how strong this build is. But before that, go follow me on Twitch, Fiora420, and subscribe here. And I think, yeah, that's it. Let's watch the matchup.